Good evening, everybody. We got a very special stream for tonight, as we're going to be taking a look at three games from student developers or student projects from the Indie Game Academy. All three of these games are currently running a Kickstarter. Right now, you'll find links to that down below. Now, because this is a special stream, I'll be leaving up in archive form relatively shortly after it is done. And I believe we have one of the developers on now. Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can. I'm trying to figure out how to pipe your audio to my stream without getting a duplicate for myself. But hi, this is Willem.
Great. Which team are you a part of?
So I am not a part of any of the teams. I'm an instructor. So I've basically been advising them over the past 9 months now. So I've contributed to all three games in some capacity, but I'm not actually a dev.
Great. I see we have...
And that's one of the devs. That's Doug.
Hey, Doug. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah. How are you?
I am doing great. It is busy. We got tons and tons of indie games to be checking out this week, and we have 3 more I'm excited to play tonight.
Yes! Heck yes. Thank you for giving us this time and checking them out.
Yep, no problem. I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself and Indie Game Academy, but since I know you'll be sending this over to your people, a little brief introduction about myself. So I run Game Wisdom. My name is Josh, and I talk all about game design, systems, mechanics. I've written many books on the topic, hopefully going to be writing many more. And when it comes to indie games and video games, I can chat a very long time. But for you, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself again, and what is Indie Game Academy for my people who are watching?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Willem Delventhal. Hello. I have been making games myself for quite some time. I have been in the space for about 10 years. I got my start at a company called Lumosity Brain Training Games, and that kind of gave me a love for, I think, education and the games field. So about 5 years ago now, I started teaching Unity development, and a little bit after that, moved into now what the Indie Game Academy does. So the main thing that we do is we give people the chance to build portfolio pieces and launch those with interdisciplinary teams to get practice on a dev team and realize that you don't have to hate each other by the end of the process, or that you can get through the tough stuff. And with these 3 teams, this is actually our first experiment actually helping them try to make money. So for the past 5 years, it's always just been practice, and now this is hopefully us helping them make a couple of bucks. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. And as I said at the start, all 3 have Kickstarters running. You'll find links to that in the description of the stream/video. So,
awesome.
Since you are in the chat, which game were you a part of?
I'm one of the developers of Whiskers, Wizards, and Wands. It's the little isometric one.
All right. Well, since you are here on the chat first, we'll start with your game. And if any of the other devs want to hop on, we can certainly have them on for games number 2 and 3.
They are potentially passed out because we're now 9 hours into their campaigns. But I'm here to fill in for anybody who doesn't wake up.
Awesome. All right, so I think with that, we'll start with Whiskers, Wizards, and Wands. And this demo is currently available on Steam. The other 2 demos are available on itch, but I know from our conversation that they're going to be trying to get on Steam at some point.
Correct, yeah. They're just stuck in Steam reviews. It's been a little longer than they expected, so the itch demos are just their temporary solution. Both itch demos work, but Steam coming soon.
All right. Loading up the game now. I may have to share the screen. We'll see if OBS picks this one up or not.
Okay.
But while I'm waiting for the screen to load, Doug, what is Whiskers, Wizards, and Wands?
It's a whimsical puzzle adventure game. You play as a cat, and we have this special wand mechanic where you're collecting pieces of your wand as you go, and you can just drag and drop, make a custom spell by adding parts of your wand together. The whole game is made out of hand-drawn on-paper illustrations. So we're going with a very papery feel and a little campy humor and all that stuff.
Sounds fun. How long have each one of the teams been working on these projects for, William?
We
we're at about-
starting early.
Yep.
So this is more of a year and a half ish time period, and this is not our first game that we've put out, but it's the first time that we've actually, incorporated our team and trying to spin up a studio.
All right. Well, I think we'll get started. And as a bit of warning for the teams, if they're watching this, I tend to break these games on stream. So please don't be ashamed or scared if I accidentally find that one bug you didn't know existed.
There's more than one bug.
notes.
Yeah, we'll warn you. There's a couple that I'll actually warn you about. The other ones, it will just be delightful surprises.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
All right.
One reason I like having the demo on Steam so much is that it's quick and easy to update everyone's build.
Mm-hmm.
So Doug Ratstyle is asking how long y'all been making games and if this is your first commercial game.
Gosh, I've done maybe 30 different game jams, and one of those game jams we tried to make into a fully featured game, and it was it lasted maybe 9 months of development, and that's on Steam as well.
Nice.
So I
And
guess technically this is our second commercial game.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what attracted you and the team to this as your project?
Oh, we went through a lot of iterations. The thing that's been the same is the idea of this wand mechanic where you're of making your wand. We wanted to bring some of the magic system from maybe Noita or something, but make it a lot less complex and accessible, and cute. And then the style came about as the art style came about as we were just leaning into what we were already good at. Our artist was doing pixel art because we were used to that, but really she's done children's books. She teaches acrylic painting, so we wanted to lean into the physical media.
All right. And let's see. Oh, and there's Christine in chat.
Yes, that's the artist.
Awesome. Yeah, and I've always been a fan, kind of like the hand-drawn, almost kind of like the Paper Mario style. And with kind of the inspiration of Nota with the different spells, I've seen developers always play around with that. It's a very interesting system, being able to just mix and match the different abilities.
And
I
think it works well in Noita because of the roguelike nature of it, that you're kind of meant to break the game. Oh, those little chest thingies that you're passing, they look like little boxes with cat ears. Those have wand pieces in them.
Ah.
What are some of your favorite games? Josh.
Oh.
Josh, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I blanked for a hot second. Yeah, what are some of your favorite games? What kinds of games do you like playing the most?
Oh boy, definitely action games. Although I do like good strategy RPG. Roguelikes have been, I think, a dominating force in the last few years. And let's see, this one's giving me. I guess we need to swap the stone out. There we go. See, with the billboard style. Yeah, the camera is a little bit tricky with the isometric perspective when you're trying to do diagonal dashes. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see.
I've had the same thought. Doug actually experimented with 8 different directions for the camera, so you notice now that you can change it to 4 cardinal directions.
Mm-hmm.
And that was worse. So this is what we are on right now. Doug, do you have solutions?
Yeah. Rotating around is good and helps. And some of the puzzles are camera rotation based, like some things are a little bit hidden. But it's a lot better now than it used to be.
Yeah. You're also actually passing through this a lot faster than most of the players who have played tonight, Josh.
Thank you. Hopefully I haven't broken the game just yet. But
yeah, no breaks yet.
Also, as a quick point, for the people watching / listening, if you can't hear our voices, the music's too loud, let me know and I'll adjust the master volume down a little bit more. I'm stuck in a mid-zip there.
I think that's just a secret. That's a feature, definitely, not a bug.
So with the plan for the game, is this going to be more of a puzzle style game or more of an action? I guess what's going to be the intent of it?
We're hoping for equal thirds of puzzles, combat, and cube story.
Although, didn't you simplify the combat in one of the more recent iterations?
Yeah. It's pretty easy right now. I did not want people to struggle.
Let's see. So small down to 3 pieces, create an object.
We did pass our Kickstarter stretch goal to add bosses at the end of each level. So,
oh heck yeah!
I'm excited to be able to make some explicitly tougher combat.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. What is the next stretch goal then? Looks like New Game Plus. Always a classic edition.
Also, I want to point out one thing I do like from a UX perspective. You show the the reticle where the rock is going to land, with that little R right there. It's always nice to have a little targeting for stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that was a last minute addition that got put in this week.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a lot better.
Let's see. My little bouncy jump there. Nope. So, do we learn about jumping here? Oh, does he jump, or do they jump automatically? Okay,
They do indeed. Yes.
You always gotta have the jump, of course. Let's see, what do we have? So I guess in terms of the different parts, how did you sell them, which ones you wanted to have in a game like this? Because obviously you could really go with anything in terms of spells.
Yes, and we made a sampling of spells, and what I really made is a in-depth system to make spells. So it's really slick behind the scenes. I need one script that tells you what a spell does at the beginning, at the end, if it hits something, and what it does to the player. That sort of stuff. And so the plans from here, we are in beta. We just, I feel like we just got to beta. So we have a lot of content left to fill out, and I'm excited to play around with the content of the spells and figure out what good stuff we can do.
Yeah, these kinds of systems, it's always fascinating how you can come with so many different ways, and people will find ways of breaking the game as well. Oh, there we go.
And to some extent, that's okay. A little bit is okay.
Alright, so I think we found our first bug. Oh, there we go. Camera got stuck.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we're good.
Just changing the camera, I guess, fixed that one. That is new. I've never seen that one before.
There you go. That's how.
New.
Again, that's the phrase I hear a lot when I do these games. Right, oh, maybe I need someone from there. I'll take that. Gonna pass.
What do you think of the wand swapping and wand building so far?
Let me see. I think it's interesting. It just takes like a little bit of getting used to. So we have 2 wands now. Okay. So I think I miss or I forgot. What is the command to switch between the 2 wands?
Tab.
Tab.
And
The tab
I'll
button.
tell you now,
There we go.
every time you open and look at your wands, as soon as you close it, it switches you to the top wand.
Okay.
It should remember which wand you're using, but it switches you to the top wand if you ever get frustrated.
Alright. Handles, yep. So you're gonna have probably different enemies gonna be strong and weak to different elements. Oh, then there's the message right there. But I think I probably want to put in something that increases the speed. Sir, where is it? There's speed. There we go. Did it work? Yeah. Does the order that you place the items in affect anything, or is it just built on, you have speed 1, speed 2 versus, speed 2, speed 1?
At the moment, none of them affect it, but they could. So, like, in the future, I could add a segment that does, the segment before it twice or something like that. But none of the wand segments that you'll find do anything weird.
I think this is
There-
Yep.
Yeah, in the demo, no, but there will be ones in the future.
And if you want to do a extra tricky jumping puzzle on the other side of this island, you could earn yourself an additional element of wand.
Did I miss the path to it, or is it still up ahead?
You pass. It was if you turn the other direction away from the ghosts. It's a trickier one, so we made that one optional.
Alright. Like games like this is always good to have like the ability to shift the camera, because I've seen a lot of games that just keep it as one kind of perspective, and that can make it very hard when it comes to kind of angling for jumps.
Yeah. I think, what is it? Is it Tunic that doesn't let you shift the camera? I like the visual style a lot, but one interesting thing that we didn't anticipate when we put in the camera rotation, like, A, we love the camera rotation. It's great. But B, now your level design has to look good from all 4 angles, not just the one.
I hit that one right.
That was something, Doug, that we were noticing in the other stream, is those pillars are kind of hard to tell when they're actually active or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Have to get over there. I see. Oop. At least they're waiting for me right there.
I asked earlier if you were able to unalive this little companion character, and apparently there is no way. Doug is convinced it is perfect.
Can we get? Oop.
Yeah, you cannot kill Paula.
There we go. Gotta do a little jump there. That's better.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah, again, like it's always like the challenge when it comes to isometric with how the jumping will work, especially when you have the camera perspective. I'm using like the little reticle there to give myself a little bit more of an idea of like where I'm actually going to be launching myself.
Ah, so interesting thing. where you're aiming is totally independent of the direction you're jumping. So you jump in the direction you were last moving.
Okay. Okay, so it's kind of like, if I'm going this way, I'm going to dash that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that seems like, oh, well, why don't you make it so that you jump where you're pointing? That makes sense. Until you're being chased by someone and want to shoot them.
Alright, so the jumps themselves are fixed angles, so you cannot like adjust yourself once you're in the air.
Correct. If you're dashing, you're stuck in that direction of the dash.
So I think...
So on a mouse and keyboard, you only have the 8 directions possible. If you're using a controller, you have a little bit more fine-tuning that you can do.
Alright, well, I made it up. There's the switch. And then just gotta get back without falling back. There we go.
Although I think the switch will stay even if you do fall.
Yeah. I mean, you took the extra difficult route. I usually just throw a rock at that one.
There we go. Got my stuff. Projectile seem bigger and more damaging. Two, count one, zigzag. Let's see if I can get you out. Oof. I made a big water bomb there.
Look at that. One of my favorites. Well, I don't want to spoil it. I have a lot of fun with a couple of the wand combinations myself.
How many elements do you think you want to have in the final game?
5. We already have them. There's a nifty chart if you want to find that, but it's in the menus.
All right. There's our checkpoint.
Oh, Rectale. Yeah. Nothing wrong with MS Paint for graphics. I love that. The trick is to be consistent with your style. You can't mix, someone's 3D art and then your MS Paint stuff.
I feel like maybe it's been long enough now where MS Paint is actually like a cool throwback style, and it's like a game looks retro as a result of using it.
Maybe I'm too old.
We are in that retro era now.
Indeed. I feel like if you did it right, an MS Paint game could look cool as heck.
There we go. I like the kind of like a death bounce there.
I like that myself.
But yeah,
Kind of dumb and perfect.
Some of my early game jams were like a lot more. Actually, one of the things that I really loved, there was a low effort game jam that I did a couple of, and it was like you got points off if it looks like you spent too much effort on it. And that was great to be able to like come up with a fun game mechanics without pressure of like having good art and sound.
So I guess to you, William, with the I guess with the decision for like this year with these projects to try and do more like the Kickstarter and like raising money, how has that been going in terms of like what Indie Game Academy is doing?
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. So we have taught lessons just to help people get those portfolio pieces, like I was saying, for a number of years now, for about 4 years, little over that. And those have all been good, but it's hard to quantify whether or not that's good, if that makes sense. So if a student is happy, then we're happy, but that's all we've ever really aimed for. In the current game industry, it's so ridiculously competitive. The average junior dev has a less than 5% chance of landing a job in 12 months of applying.
Yep.
And on average, indie startups are actually more successful than somebody looking to get a job. When I say more successful, that's not necessarily true. More people will make enough money from an indie studio to launch a second game. That doesn't mean that they're fully employed by the game, but it means that, they have a studio. And then more and more of our students were just wanting to actually to launch studios from the portfolio pieces that they were building. So it's definitely been interesting. It's been a learning curve for sure. We've actually called this group of games our cohort 0 because we're deliberately thinking of this as sort of a test experiment, a learning process for all of us. But for the most part, we're happy. The Kickstarters have actually done quite well today. We're pleased with all 3 of these games and the way that we're headed. We're pretty confident that the games will get out and be solid, what we like to call base hits in the marketplace. We aren't expecting any of these to really be like the massive next Hollow Knight, but we think these will all make a little bit of money for their teams and justify those teams building a second game on their own without us.
Yeah. And that's always been like the challenge of like getting the first game done, seeing how we'll actually do in the market. Because there's been, like, from my point of view, there's been just like so many games being released these days that it's very hard for like that first game to even like make a small footprint in the market.
Yeah, I think
it's super saturated, and I think a lot of the things that I'm learning this year are not game making related. Like, I came into the Foundry knowing that I can make fun games, but learning how to market them, how to work well with a team and have a budget, all that stuff is stuff that nice.
This is our beautiful end cutscene. Their beautiful end cutscene. I say like I've contributed to this. Christine, who's in the chat, made all of these characters. And in fact, one of the Kickstarter tiers is she will make you one of these puppets. So maybe take a look. Give us your honest. Yeah, I was going to ask, what's your honest impression of the IRL animation here?
I do like it. We played a game from this developer that does all like handmade like claymation. So I always like when we have like that kind of look to it. Oh.
Yeah.
I like to call it maybe low budget, but like high effort, okay?
Oh no. Boom.
We are doing what we can with the resources we have.
I adore it, honestly. Oh, look at those grungy edge textures.
Oh no.
Yeah, the transparency green screen didn't go well. Oh, Willem, we are getting more high budget. Did you see our trailer recently? We have a voice actor. A real
holy
voice
guac!
actor.
I don't think I've watched the most recent one. No. Amazing. All right, give us your honest opinions, Josh.
I think mechanically I do like it. As I think Ras was saying in chat, like some of it does have like that like weird like awkward look to like kind of like how like the background's completely flat. But again, like I understand this is a project. Like we're not talking like a fully retail game yet. But the bones are certainly there. I like swapping out the wands. It would be interesting to see, I guess, like how far things go in the main game in terms of complexity in that respect. Because I can see you could really do a lot in terms of puzzle design. Like, have one where you must, hit a crystal to have it, like, bounce back to hit something else. Or, shoot through a wall to hit something. But the concept here is really great. I guess the only other thing I would love to have seen would maybe been, like, a little more in terms of, like, what a boss fight or, like, a more evolved version of the combat would look like.
Yes. I am so excited to make the bosses.
And we did. They managed to unlock that, so actually, it is happening.
And I would also say definitely more handmade cutscenes as well, because that was a lot of fun.
You could do an intro maybe into the real game. So this is the concept of this demo is that this is actually pre-game. So these aren't even the levels you will be playing once the game launches. The demo is a standalone like, what is the word I'm looking for?
Prologue.
Prologue. Yeah. That.
Prelude, prologue.
Prologue. All of those. Amazing.
Yeah. And here's the elemental screen for people wondering. So there you go. And we did a swap a few times. I'm guessing this is going to be like different characters.
Oh yeah, there's actually different skins that you can use already.
So it's not in the demo, or at least not yet, but we're going to be able to those things that you were lifting up off the ground, those are the little collectible currencies that will be unlocking different skins.
All right. Again, I think really solid concept, and I do wish you guys the best of luck with wrapping up the Kickstarter.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for playing it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, and for you and your team for making it. All right. So, do we have anyone else from the other teams on? If not, I can just load up the games.
Yeah, so I think I will be the surrogate for them. I think they are all asleep. So we will, I'll do my best to pretend to be the team members.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll swap over to The Box is Alive.
Oh, yes. I hope you're ready for a
Thanks
really
so
dumb
much.
time.
Thank
you, Doug.
Jump on out.
Have a great night,
All
Doug.
right.
All right. Loaded it up, so we shall see. There we go,
Okay.
OBS guide.
All right.
So before we jump in, what is the pitch for this one?
Yeah. So The Box is Alive is an awkward puzzle platformer inspired by games like I Am Fish and I Am Bread. It is meant to be a satirical, silly, fun experience. Right now, it is a tutorial and a single level. And it is hopefully leaning into the speedrunning experience. So we actually have a speedrunning contest going on right now. So we'll see your time at the end, Josh.
Oh no.
And we'll mark you down. Our best time is probably unbeatable.
Definitely by me, because I've been horrible at like the I Am Bread style.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, so the actual narrative here is that all of the workers at the Schmamazon warehouse quit, and so the packages decided to deliver themselves.
Nice. Oh. Gotta get this roll going here. I guess like... Oh, there we go. That helps out a little bit. With this kind of style, I guess like what attracted the team to the I Am Bread format?
I'm not sure why they love this so much. So we took applications from our student body for games that we would actually work with. And this team had already built a co-op physics-based platformer. And it's definitely just like a portfolio piece. It was non-commercial. But I think it's just like, they're kind of a goofy team. So like one of the three main developers always gets on streams with us wearing a box on his head. So I think like just the whimsy of building something silly and stupid, they love to do. So this is the most complicated part of the game. Once you get good at this, you will be a master. You can jump from either side of the box, and it depends on which input you actually press. And you can double jump with either side of the box, including both sides of the box. So if you rotate correctly, you can actually get 3 jumps
Nice.
out of the air. Yep. There you go. Ooh, just barely.
Ooh. All right, not bad. And I like...
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
I was gonna say, I do like that, unlike I Am Bread, where you're kind of like very like static when you're like in the air, this I can still kind of like tweak and like micro adjust while I'm flying.
Yes. So this one has been very confusing for our players so far. So I'll help you out a little bit. So when you're in the air, you can hold both jump buttons to glide. And so what you're going to want to do is get to the top of the stairs behind you and then double jump and glide all the way over the gap.
Don't
We're
think
probably
I
going to make this easier because people hate this.
Yeah, I didn't see like a prompt for a glide. Did I miss that tutorial message?
There was a prompt, but the tutorial doesn't call too much attention to itself. So
I like the like as a bit of like an in-universe, and I like the having like left and right on the box, and have it like be like a little bit of a pun to still like explain like what it is that you're going to be doing, like which button.
yeah,
Because that is also always jeez, I kind of super bounced there. That's also always like thrown me for a lot of these games because I always forget like which side I'm on or which button does what. All right, so we want to. Oh, I think I see the problem. Yeah, I gotta, like... yeah, that's something like a little bit weird. Oh, I think I see. That when you do the glide, it is completely controlled. Like, it's not like physics like your normal jump.
yeah.
So that's what's kind of like throwing me off there.
Yeah, there's maybe a few adjustments to make still with how it all functions. So if you have ideas, there's a few things that I think need to be stronger. I feel like the actual rolling and double jumping is excellent. The gliding maybe needs a little work.
Yeah.
I really like the nuance of the double jumps though. The like weird, awkward to control, but once you get good, like we don't have any of the devs with us, unfortunately. But I'll tell you. Well, we'll save it. So whenever you beat the first level. You can get up one more, by the way, too, to get you a little extra height. And you do want to double jump straight up and then glide across. That'll help. Okay. I'll tell you the what time the developers tend to beat the level at because they're insane. So if you really master these mechanics, you can be pretty dang good with it. And then roll. Oh, yeah, this part is too hard.
Yeah, I think like. Yeah, I played another indie game that had like a whole gliding element system to it, and I just horribly flubbed that one as well.
Oh no! So we might be stuck here forever. I think you actually might even be able to skip the tutorial. So if you let's give you one more try, and we'll see.
All right, let's see. I think what's kind of like throwing you off is when I hit the button to do the glide, it counts the left click as part of the jump. So it's like affecting the momentum a little bit more.
Okay, I got you.
Oh no, that's not going to be enough. Yeah. All right. Can we...
All right, here. If you hit escape, yeah. Go to main menu, I think. Return to main menu.
There we go.
Yep, and then I think level select. Yeah, you can just straight up play level 1. Hit play level there. All right, so now you're on a timer, sir. I believe in you, Josh.
All right. As I failed just to get through this gap right there.
And actually, let me give you one more thing. This is something that they just started testing. Hit escape.
Okay.
Hit the escape button, yeah, and then go to options. And click directional arrow. That'll point you towards, it's a ugly, untextured arrow, but it will point you towards the next objective, which they think they're just going to turn on by default.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, again, as we were saying, the jump and the general movement I feel is good. That glide definitely I think needs a little bit of work, because if people are failing the tutorial, that is not a good sign. I've seen that happen in quite a few games I've played.
What's funny is so far we've had, I think everybody who has played, at least tonight, has beaten level 1, and the tutorial has stumped people. So I think that jump in particular just like sucks. So yeah, we'll fix it. They'll probably upload a new build in the next couple of days, and maybe it'll be fixed then. Here, so I'll tell you something here so that you don't get stuck. The arrow is jank, but do you see where it's pointing?
Oh, yes.
So the door is currently locked. Nice. Ooh, that was a great double jump.
Now, I'm sure this team may have saw that Baby Hands came out, the other kind of rage one that we've been seeing.
Yeah. I've given that a try. It looks heinous. It looks kind of upsetting. Okay.
Come on. There we go. There we go. Up.
Nicely
So-
done.
Was this one in development for like the same amount of time as Whiskers, or a different time?
Actually, less. So the Whiskers team, I think, are giving themselves a disservice. They have been working on it for a year and a half, but what that really means is they spent about 6 months just sort of playing around. All three teams have had 9 months to get to where they are now,
All right.
and they have about 6 months before they're launching.
Hope everyone enjoyed that little like speed sequence bro guide to getting up there fast.
Yeah, that was good. You really will. I'll tell you the time that they beat this level in these days. And in fact, I say the devs, but the guy with the top time was not one of the developers, so I'll reveal it soon here.
Anything secret in there, or is it just my
That is an extra space. You could go in there. There's some collectibles in there.
I see.
You don't need to, but yeah.
Oh, come on, get in there. There we go. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I'm stuck. There we go.
There are some soft locks, so I hope
I
you don't
could
get stuck.
definitely see that for a game like this.
Yeah. They've eliminated the ones they've found, but they haven't found them all.
I just found one.
No! Okay,
Eh.
all right.
Can I get out?
This is actually an extra secret area, and if you turn the lights on, there's the Mona Lisa.
Oh wait, I made my. Oh,
You did. Okay, yeah, that was all part of the plan.
if there's a way to break it, I will find it.
You have found it. I'm gonna send this stream to them after, so you've. Hopefully they'll get this all fixed too.
So I guess like with like the main game, are they aiming this to be like more like ragey, or as you said, like Octodad kind of like it's whimsical in terms of the jank?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think so. Once again, I'm not a developer, so I can't answer, perfectly. But from what I understand, I think it is meant to be much more whimsy and much less rage. They do want a little rage for sure. I had the privilege of hanging out with them at a convention when they were testing an early version of it, and they had a guy spend 2 hours trying to solve a single puzzle, and he never left. So I think there is the desire to have a little bit of like, no, I'm going to stay here until I win. But it is meant to be a lighthearted game. For instance, a reveal just for you and your developers is that the boss of the game is going to be called Jeff Boxos. It's meant to be whimsy more than anything else. Hey, all right, that's actually not too bad of a time. So 2:92 puts us at 4 minutes and what? Puts us at 4 minutes 52 seconds. Okay, not bad, not bad. So we're doing a 24-hour stream for the sake of getting them a little attention for the Kickstarters, which actually I haven't shared. Here is their Kickstarter. The worst time that we have right now on the stream is unfortunately yours.
Oh.
We're only recording people's best times, so that's not quite fair. You've only tried once. But the best time, do you want to take a guess?
I'm gonna say minute 40.
Ooh, pretty good, but actually it's even a little better. It is 1 minute and 10 seconds. And the player who got on with us to set that record actually had a horrendous time at first, and was talking about how much he hates the game, and then really got into it and decided to set the record. So 1 minute and 10 seconds is currently our best any percent speed run. Awesome. Yeah, so what did you think?
I think the concept is really great. I think the aesthetics of this one are really solid. As you said, like the gliding I think is going to be like something that needs to be like reworked, or at least like made a little bit easier to do. I guess like from my point of view, what I'm curious about again is like where the level design is going to go, because again, you could take this in very different ways. You could go more ragey, more puzzly, or even just like more precise in terms of how you want the player to move. And I think that's going to really determine like who the audience of this one is going to be for.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people who devour every like Rage style game, and there are people who will never touch those games in a million years.
Yeah, I agree. It's been interesting. This has actually been the seemingly the like most general audience game of the three so far. Whiskers tends to work with a cozy crowd. The next game that we'll play, Daughter of the Rift, the last one, is definitely for deck builder players out there. This one seems to have the widest mass appeal. But I agree. Like, I think it's a type of player that just would get infuriated by this and not play. But there's also a type of player, in the last stream, we had that guy play, and his first run took him 10 minutes. And the second run, well, not the second run, like the 50th run took him, 1 minute. I think that is where it could be magic if you hit that little mark.
Yep. And again, like how this will appeal is going to be like a big point, because again, like if you aim this more like on the cozy side, more like kind of like more like Octodad, really wild and wacky, that's one way to go. You go like like getting over it, try to climb like a mountain of trash as a box with everything like trying to stop you. But still, I think really great concept with a little bit more refinement. I think it definitely has something there. I'm curious.
Cool.
I'll be curious, like, to see, like, when these demos are live on Steam, like, how they'll do, like, if they get noticed and people will start playing them.
Yeah, I think so. We are not, like I said, we're really not aiming for home runs. We're aiming for base hits. So the target, we can just give you guys actual stats. The target for each of these games is a lifetime revenue, so the entire lifespan of the game, of $32,000. So they're meant to be. They're not meant to be anything that is massive. But that said, the first game for a brand new studio makes on average only $300. So our sort of thesis is that we can work with junior devs to make a little bit of money and jumpstart them into a studio that's making a lot more.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, even a very modest success would be big for these folks.
To Ratsail in chat, this stream will be going up on the main channel, so I'm not going to be unlisting it when it's over, so you'll be able to watch the archive. And yeah, we'll see about covering them when they cross the finish line.
We'll reach out to you.
Yep, and like to what you were just saying, like one of the challenges I think we've especially seen like last like 3 years in terms of indie dev is just being able to make a game to be able to then survive enough to make your next game. That is always like one of the hardest points.
Yep. So the stat that I've heard, I think I mentioned it earlier, is that only about 7% of indie studios ever make a second game, and that 7% isn't even the amount of studios that make enough money to pay themselves. That's just the amount that make enough to keep existing and make a second game. The thing is, though, I'm a huge advocate for juniors and indies, and I still think that that's inspiring, because even though an individual indie has a less than 1 in 10% chance, collectively we make far more games than AA's or AAA's. So collectively, we are the ones who will make the next hits.
Like from my point of view, you never know when a game is going to succeed. Like we've seen surprise hits. It's just about surviving long enough to get the game or get that one game that resonates with people. Yeah,
definitely. Well, shall we try the last one?
Yep. So this one is browser based, so I will be sharing my screen. But let me load it up here. So while I'm getting things loaded, what is Daughter of the Rift?
Yeah, so Daughter of the Rift is a deep narrative sci-fi deck builder. Its two primary inspirations are Slay the Spire and Mass Effect. So it has a sort of visual novel style narrative system, as well as this sort of interesting combo-based combat. The story goes that you are Grecian, a Zarin blade from this interstellar star system, and these rifts have started opening up across the galaxy with mysterious baddies who pour out and trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
So of the 3 games tonight, this one sounds like it's probably the most involved in terms of like the design of it.
Yeah, I think that's true. I will also warn you, it is the most buggy. So I'll point out a few things as we go. All right. It's also the longest demo, so we'll give me a gut check at any point if we need to call it.
All right.
Yep.
Let's see. There we go. And I'll have to figure out where I'll put the camera.
Oh, I know the one.
Oh, we got voice.
Oh yeah, there's not That's actually an interesting little like streamability point. There's nowhere to put the camera in these narrative cutscenes. I'm gonna take that note for them.
How could they? No, it's just a routine mission.
Yeah, so the team behind this one, is this like they're also like their like first project?
For the most part, sort of, yeah. So we pulled our student teams from our student population. So most of them have built portfolio pieces. But in fact, Doug's team is the only team that has released a commercial project before of the three. So these guys have not released commercial games before. They haven't worked professionally before. They sort of did to some degree, but mostly not. And so this is... most of these teams are folks who have like built plenty of games. They've done game jams and stuff. And they've sort of dreamed of launching something for real dollars, and this is their very first crack at that.
Interesting, because I played some of the student projects, so I do judging for some other like game jam stuff. So I've seen some very like interesting things from like first time, especially when it comes to, like turn-based stuff.
Yeah, I think we actually almost didn't accept this game. We got about 40 different people who wanted to join, and we knew we were only going to do 3. And we chose this one despite being a little nervous. The main reason we were nervous is because the genre is extremely oversaturated now. Slay the Spire kind of created a new genre, and it really it blew up for a hot second. The roguelike deck builder was so hot for a little while, but then there were just a bajillion games in the category. But we still wound up accepting this one because, one, we just love the team. The team who built this in general are some of our favorite students. And then 2, because it felt like they had something a little interesting with tying the narrative into it and giving some branching endings, although you won't quite experience that here. All right, so I'll give you a quick rundown. Honestly, their tutorial kind of sucks right now. We've talked about it. So you can click through that. I'll be your tutorial, Josh.
All right.
So the way this works, you can play 2 sets of cards a turn.
Okay.
Each card has a color on it. You'll see that color indicates your character who will use that ability. So if you play a green card, it will be Gresham, your Zarin Blade there, who will use it. If you play a red card, it'll be Bram, he's a temporary companion. Have you played Darkest Dungeon?
Yes.
Okay, so it has Darkest Dungeon slot mechanics. So the places that the characters are in matters a lot in the game. So you can, for instance, you notice how Bram right now, your lizard, has a little red face underneath him, right by his feet. You see that little red face by his feet? That is indicating that the enemy is about to punch him. So you could, for instance, use one of his movement cards, which are the boots. And in fact, he doesn't have any this turn, so he can't do stuff, so never mind. But you could move him out of the way if he had a movement card to play. Gresham does have movement card, so she could swap places with him too if you wanted her to take the hit instead. But in this case, Bram has not drawn any foot cards, so he can't use them. Each turn, you're going to play 2 sets. To start a set, you pick who you want to use the set by picking that colored card. So if you wanted Gresham to go, you can drop a red card. So we'll just have you drop, or a green card, excuse me. Why don't you drop that one to start? Okay. The 2/2. Yep. So just click that and drag it up. Yep. And don't click on him yet. So in this game, you're allowed... Oh, that's fine. So in this game, you're allowed to add extra cards to the set.
Okay. Okay, I see. So it's yeah, and definitely from a tutorial standpoint, definitely want that to pop up before the person clicks on... Once they click on one card, that should definitely pop up.
Yeah, the tutorial is, in general, needs a lot of work in this one. So why don't you drop like that card now, and I'll show you just any of them. You don't need to click once you put it up there because you can actually add cards to the set. So now you can click a second card if you wanted, and basically every card you add will increase your range. So you see, he actually needed 2 cards to be able to reach the lizard because he's 2 spaces away.
Okay.
You see how that's working? It doesn't increase the damage though. But it does add edge effects. So you can see that third card will draw a card if it's used as an edge card. There you go.
So the little icon here that says like draw a card. Yep. So it's all, is that like universal? Like any card that's the edge card, that effect will take place?
Exactly true. Yes.
Okay.
So you could use that as your second card, and you would draw a card if you wanted.
Okay. But then you wouldn't
There
be
you
able to hit because the range would have been too short, or...
Right. And that is your 2 sets for the turn, so you can end a turn. And Bram's going to take a punch to the face.
All right. So draw a card. So then in that respect, he only has 1 attack. Well, I want to draw a card. I want to go like that.
Yes. Yep. Now you draw 2 cards, actually, because you have that edge effect twice here. Yep.
Okay.
And you'll do 2 damage at range 2.
All right. So that will
We've been
not-
playing exactly with how the different combos work. This is something that there's been a tremendous amount of evolution in this game for how the cards actually all function together. But this is our favorite formula so far.
I like the little effect when they go to attack. They show like the little animation on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
That's another like Darkest Dungeon like flare style.
Yeah, I really like that too. I think they could do more with it. Like, I think they could show the enemy like missing you or the enemy attacking, and
Yeah, and to Rats in chat, yeah, like the positioning stuff I think also needs to be like explained or a little conveyed a little bit more in terms of you know, is this attack going to hit, is it not, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I think a point that was made earlier, like the static images, it would be nice to have them be like a little bit of movement, or even just like having like the face like change, like we see in a lot of like visual novel games, just so it's not just like 2, you know, statues having a conversation.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah,
Maybe some warping effects or something.
Yeah, yeah, the edge idea is a really nice idea. I'm curious. That, I think, has a lot of potential of doing something a little bit differently, like being able to, like, kind of, you know, trigger combos based off those edge cards and things. Or even, like, have cards that maybe... I know a lot of games also have, like a combo system where, like, this card is meant to be in the middle of a combo. This card is meant to be on the end.
Yeah.
This card is meant to be on the starter, that kind of thing. I guess, in terms of, like, placement, does it... Like, in this respect, does it matter... Like
so you're currently in the tutorial, so there's the fewest number of like combinations and interesting or weird effects that you'll ever have in the game, but it does matter to some degree. So the enemies mostly choose their targets randomly between where your characters currently are, and then different characters will have different effects. So actually Gresham tends to have longer range cards than Bram, so the layout that you just had probably is a little bit better. And then some characters you'll get later have some special things, like one of them has a card where if he runs from further away, he'll do more damage. So you might place him in the back to start on the hope that you're going to draw that card, and things like that.
So they're all targeting like that. And yeah, like, obviously, I think another point from a presentation standpoint, the card would definitely need to be updated. Like, this is... Like the most basic style. Yeah.
What are you talking about? They spent years on that. No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Ratscale, the different cards being different colors is an interesting call out. So we have the concept of basically 1 deck per character. So you are essentially playing like a dual colored deck as if it was Magic the Gathering right now. So Gresham is your green deck and Bram is your red deck. We like that the characters bring different cards into the deck. And the fact that you can only use the cards on the characters makes some interesting things happen. So, you know, the like requirement for somebody to move a certain way if they have a movement card. But it does always limit the amount of combos you can make, and we don't like that. So if you have better solutions, you can suggest them.
I guess as another point, like when I mouse to the 3rd position, you see like the little right box over the woman. Like, what does that mean?
Oh, that's indicating that he's going to attack her.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just yeah.
Okay, so it's just
you see those 2 are attacking him. Yep. This is, by the way, quite a hard fight. Most people die here, so I might recommend getting out of the way of those 2 punches.
This?
You'll have to put down the other card first. You still have 1 up there.
Oh, I can't combine them. I can't be like move and attack.
Oh, I don't recall. You can try it.
Right, let's go like this, so we hit you. Now, how do I... Oh, that just blocks. Oh, wait, it's still letting me play card. I think I found another bug.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna tell you that one. Just hoping you wouldn't notice.
Oh, I will.
But
Infinite
yes.
power cheat, go.
Infinite power. You can just play all of your cards every turn. I'm not. What's funny is that was a bug like 5 playtests ago, and it was fixed. So I don't know why it's back, but it's back. All right.
So I'm gonna play. So I
Yeah, we can maybe have you get to the end of the tutorial. This is the final fight for the tutorial. Maybe that's a good place to stop, unless you're feeling compelled.
We'll see. Yeah, I
Nice.
think in terms of like the 3 that I played, this one feels, I think, the roughest. I think both in terms of the presentation, I think in terms of like what these mechanics are. I think again, like a lot of it's just like everything is tied together.
Mm-hmm.
I should activate.
What if you had to point out what you think is the most critical to work on? What would you say it is?
I think the readability of like these rules is going to be paramount because even if the card gets improved, even if that level of presentation gets up, if the person can't figure out what they're looking at or like how this all works, it's like as Rad said earlier, like, if the gameplay's not there, nothing else is going to motivate you to keep going. So let's see, 1, 2. So I'm gonna. Oh, I think I found another. Wait. Are they using... Oh, they're using his face. My mistake. I'm going to try this and see what happens. So we combine these two. So it does not trigger the block. Okay. I'm curious if they'll have something in there that you'll be able to have more sets or more energy you can play with each turn.
As of right now, how it actually works is the number of companions gives you the number of sets. So later you'll be able to have 3 and then 4 companions, giving you 3 and then 4 sets.
Okay. There's the combo. So we hit this. That will knock you out. And then I can
Nice.
just do... So I move. Does it let you move?
Yeah, so you'll still want to change your range. Okay, well, you shielded up.
Oh.
You would have been able to move.
Okay.
And in fact, you still can if you cheat. But same deal, you have to get enough range. So you could move as far as you want if you have enough range to move. So right now you can only move digression, you see.
Okay, so then if I go...
Because you only have 1 range. You could use a second card on it, though, just like any other combo. There you go. And then get to there. Yeah.
Alright. We'll do a little cheat there.
Nice. You're
Okay.
learning.
Okay, so the attacks are based on position, so it doesn't like track
Yeah.
you. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, that is the Darkest Dungeon inspiration. Game is very much about repositioning.
Okay. Punch 3 to activate, so we'll have 3. It does draw a card. So I do need to...
Need 1 more range to get to him, looks like.
So we'll move her up.
I like that it does the effect even when she moves. She's like, ah! And you actually can use your companion's cards for extra range if you didn't already notice that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And so now I want to move. Will I be able to do what I think? Start with this. Still not enough. Wait, I can just play like all these cards. So I can go...
Oh, it's because, so these are Bram's cards. This is something that is a little weird. I would love your thoughts, actually, Josh. So right now you're playing Bram's cards, and so it is measuring range from Bram. I was thinking we should steal Darkest Dungeon, where the range doesn't matter from your side, and it's only on their side, if that makes sense. So you can attack position 1, 2, 3, or 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I know with Darkest Dungeon they had that. The cards had like explicit ranges, or attacks had explicit ranges. So this can only attack rows 3 and 4. This attacks 1, 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's why you currently can't reach, though, because Bram is further back. You could still reach, you just have to play a lot of cards to reach.
Yeah, so if I go like this, I think.
Yeah. There you go.
That. Get that. Looks like I didn't put any more shields up.
Yeah. Aggression's getting a punch here.
So
Rodrigo from our chat says the game should just focus on what is there, to be honest. What do you mean by that, Rodrigo? Tell us more. I'm very curious to hear feedback on this one, because it definitely does need adjustment. I feel like this is close to something really awesome, but it does need... I think the gameplay is not quite there. One of the edge effects there that Aggression has... the like POW looking one on the 2/2 card, that is an extra damage.
But you need to match, is it any 3 cards or just 3 attack cards for the critical?
I don't know.
I guess,
it looks like it's probably 3 like laser cards.
I'm not sure why the block is not doesn't show like the block activating. Is this block going to work or no?
That one is one we have debated. So as of right now, it would not work. You would have to play a card that targets your character for it to work. Would you? So what would you expect to happen?
I was expecting that I could trigger a block with like the combination of like I could like attack and then have like the block activate. If it's like as like
it would still block you.
Yeah.
It just always affects you. It doesn't matter who you're targeting. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I have to match all 3 of those.
Yeah, Rodrigo says it should, if you take a card, you play a card, but instead there are weird complications. I'd love to hear what things you think should be simplified. Part of the reason that we have the edge effects in the sets are because we want to introduce something new to the deck building, but it is a little confusing.
Yeah, so like in this case, I want to try and draw 2 cards.
Do you like the positioning?
I think it's okay so far. It's a bit... I think there's just like a lot of different systems going on at once here, so it's like a little hard to like pick out like what exactly I want to see. So if we do 1, 2, 3, so it doesn't trigger. I kind of like one thing that I would be expecting like in something like this would be like each card adding like power to it. So if I have strike 1, I take strike 1 again, I put them in a combo, I would be expecting strike 2 to happen instead of just like something like this where it's only giving me
it just
1.
extends the range.
Yeah.
We used to have a version of that they actually cut for the sake of trying to simplify things because people were confused by the game. So it's possible that there's other ways to simplify and then that can be reintroduced. I do think one of the things that is really like missing is the fact that these cards have types. You have like the laser beam or the dagger and the types don't matter. They effectively just do the same thing.
Yeah, and I would also say from a playability standpoint, this is too much for a tutorial fight. Like this, like
for
3
sure.
enemies, and this guy just keeps getting a shield seems like almost every other attack.
Yep.
And he's dead, but I can still play
Bram
his
is now
cards.
dead. It actually will stop you. It just doesn't have great interface. So you can only play her cards now. Rodrigo says, as soon as you take a card, it plays, we are done. My concern with that, Rodrigo, is then like, how is it different from every other deck builder? Then it's just Slay the Spire. In that case, why would you buy this game instead of something else? I mean, as is, it's definitely That's because Bram is dead, so you're not allowed to play them.
Yeah. Do they eventually just like get out of my hand, or are they stuck in there?
I think if you end your turn.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think
I'm
actually
soft locked.
I think you're soft locked. I don't think there's a way to discard too.
No. Yeah, this one, like, of the three, this feels like the most. I think. What's the word I'm thinking of? There's like the most like work, or there's like the most like highest like concept of the three games we played tonight. And I think that also comes with the fact that, especially with deck builders, if all the parts aren't aligned right, it just doesn't feel good to play. And I think that's where this one is at the moment. I think with the card combinations, like, it feels like we have like a few things like kind of like working against each other. You have the different card types where you're trying to match, but at the same time you have to deal with the enemy range, dealing with your stuff. I know some games also go the route of everyone gets one free move a turn. Doesn't matter if you use it or not. You can move them 1, 2, and that's like kind of like your action. I think Darkest Dungeon 2 did something. I don't think they made a free action, but they still gave you the ability to like at least move one step back or forward just as a turn.
Yeah.
Because like it just felt like I was being very much hamstrung by, I want to play these cards, but wait, the enemy's not in the right range, so I can't do anything. And then even when I get it all working, I get a whopping 1 point of damage, which enemy has a shield, which then counters all the damage. So it was like, okay, so my whole turn was just basically nothing to add up there.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's interesting. I think that the concept of like simplifying it to allow. Tell me this: what of the combat so far? What do you feel is the weakest, and then what do you feel is the strongest?
I like the idea of kind of like the combining the card effects or having like card combos. Movement, I'm not feeling the movement at the moment because it feels too much like something that is really like penalizing the player while it's not really mattering as much to the enemy, because the enemy doesn't need to move. They can just stay in one spot. True. And, nothing really happens to them. Well, I have to spend extra turns moving around, and even then you're kind of at the mercy. Also, I would definitely add ability to discard cards. Maybe like a certain number each turn, or just a, throw the hand out option. Maybe at the cost of a set or something like that.
Okay. Super interesting. Nice. All right. Any last like thoughts or anything you want to chat about here?
Yep, I think the edge combo, that kind of thing can definitely work if they can like really get some like very interesting combos like to go with it. Like I could combine like a plus damage with a plus block with a card draw, and do something really outlandish in that respect. Because like systems like this, typically people like it when you can really like push it. Like, to return to Darkest Dungeon, what they did with the whole token system, that, okay, I can add the critical, plus the anti-evade, plus more damage, and then my character, one hits like 40 damage on a normal enemy and like one-shots them.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty interesting. I'll have another sit down with them, but this has been tremendously valuable, Josh. Thank you for hanging out and playing our games.
Yeah. And other than that, again, like, games like this one, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, where this is in, like, a few months, or, at a 1.0 to kind of say, like, before and then, or before and after. Because I've done consulting, so I've had another game that I've been, like, watching, from super early version where it's at now, so it's always been very fascinating.
Yeah. We'll absolutely reach back out to you. I appreciate you giving us this time and hanging out on the stream and giving us your thoughts. We'll definitely reach back out when it comes time for 1.0.
Yep, I'm always here for playing games or doing consulting. I can talk about games until the cows come home.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. So in that case, I'm going to exit out here. I will get back to my normal screen. So it is about 10:15. So we'll wrap things up here. I'm going to, for the people watching me live, I'm going to take a quick like 20-minute break. We'll come back with some more indie games. For the people watching from the Indie Game Academy, I hope you enjoy things on your end. Be sure to come over here. You like to watch me talk a lot about indie games and game dev. And as I said, I'll be keeping this stream up, so it'll be available for people to watch as soon as it's done.
Awesome. All right. It's so fantastic to meet you. We're going to be hopping off. I've dropped the link, indiegameacademy.com/foundry-cohort-0, which will link you to all 3 of the Kickstarters. They are definitely brand new indie studios, and none of them are trying to make crazy money. They're each asking for about $2,000, just enough for them to get a little marketing support and for some extra services. So if anybody is interested in backing, we'd love to see it. Even if you just do a social shout out, that'd be awesome too. And Josh, I super appreciate you giving us a little time.
Yeah, no problem. Did you put that in the YouTube chat? Because I know YouTube sometimes blocks those links. If you want to send it to me in a Discord message, I'll include that in the chat, and I'll make sure to include that in the recorded version.
All right, let me. Yes, I will drop it in the. Can I put it just in your Discord then?
Sure.
Or can I? Okay.
Yeah, either put in the chat or just send me a
there it is.
DM. Either one is fine.
Okay, I'll DM you right now.
All right, yeah, and
right.
While you're doing that, this has been really great. I'm also doing, or I have a sign up for a series I like call the Debut Devs, where I play games from first-time developers and students. And the more signups I get, the more of these I try to do each month. So if anyone else wants to sign up for that, I'll include a link to that in the recorded version. I'll put that in when this goes up recorded.
Awesome.
And here is the link for those of you watching this live on my chat. There is a link to it. I'll include that as well in the recorded.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, that'll bring you to all 3. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Have a great little break from the stream. I think I'm going to take a stream break too.
All right. It was nice meeting you, William. And again, best of
Nice
luck
to meet you.
for the Kickstarters and all the other projects.
Thank you. Take care. Bye now.
Yep, you too. All right. So for the folks watching on this side, I am going to stop the stream here, refill drinks, gain my energy back. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for our Steam Next Fest Indie Showcase for even more indie game demos. And if you're watching this recorded, be sure to do the YouTubing stuff. Check out all the links down below. And with that, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this student showcase, and hopefully we'll be back for more, or they'll be interested in coming back on for some more games as they come up. So, I'll see everyone in 20 minutes, and for those of you watching, come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on Game Wisdom, where you some of the art and science of games. Until next time, have a